This is Craig back with another AI for Impact tool review. When I was doing my PhD, I was working for a while in a setup that wasn't super ergonomic, and this is 30 years ago. And I woke up one day because I was typing a lot and I had problems holding a book, and I did a lot of, I was concerned it might have been carpal tunnel, so I went to an osteopath and chiropractor and did Feldenkrais, and eventually, got everything set up ergonomically. And thankfully, I was okay. I didn't do any long-term damage. But I remember back then I tried out Dragon, which was a tool to do voice to text, and it was kind of expensive and didn't work very well. Now, with the advances in machine learning and in AI, there are a whole range of tools that you can use. I'm going to show you 3 or 4 different options today. And what I found is these tools can be incredibly helpful for brainstorming, for writing emails, for sending text, WhatsApp messages. I don't think, at least for me, if I'm doing serious writing or academic writing or a blog or something that requires citations, at least for me, none of these tools meet that level of sophistication, but compared to what there was 30 years ago, it's mind-blowing. So, yeah, and some of these tools require a monthly subscription. Apple, and I think also Windows probably has some built-in functionality for dictation, and then some require one-off payments. First one here is called Every, which is from a really interesting company that does called every.to, which does a lot of work on AI literacy and upskilling, and they have a fantastic newsletter and podcast. One of the things, they have a subscription. So if you're interested in AI, I would say definitely subscribe to their newsletter, which is free. But they are building out software tools. So they have a whole bunch of these here. You can see Cora, Spiral, Sparkle. And so Monologue is the newest one that just came out. Paid for an Every subscription for the year. I think it's $300 for the year or $30 a month. Or for each one of their software tools, you can choose to pay a monthly fee. So you can see here, Monologue unfortunately only works on Mac. So you can see you can try it out for free up to 1,000 words. You can get an annual subscription for $100 or a monthly subscription for $10. Another one, which is built for a developer, I think from Nepal, is called VoiceInk. And again, it's pretty good reviews on GitHub. And one of the nice things, it's a one-time payment. So actually, it's a 25 for one license, 39 for two. And I've been playing around with it a lot, and I have to say it's pretty good. And I'll show a little bit of demo. The nice thing is it's a one-time payment, so it doesn't have a lot of fees. Pretty good, especially for the price. So that's something to take a look at. And again, if you've got a MacBook, I think you can try it out for free, so I'd encourage you to check that out. On the Mac itself, there is basic dictation. It works decently, and I have an Android phone and an Android phone within Google Keyboard. The dictation works quite well. Again, not perfect for punctuation and all that. So when I'm on the phone, I'll dictate using Google Keyboard, and I can do it in different languages. It takes a little bit of tweaking to figure that out. So Mac is not bad. And then there's another app that a lot of people use. I'm not going to try it today. So Whisperflow is one of the most popular ones. Uh, the pricing, they're all around similar pricing, so it does add up for the year. You can try it for free. Obviously, for any of these tools, really make sure if you're doing anything sensitive, to think about how the data is stored on your computer, how it's processed, where it goes. But Whisper does work on multiple types of devices. So that's one of the positive things. For each one of these tools, some of them allow for a lot of customization. So with Monologue, you can do all sorts of customizing. You can see here, if I go to, really where it gets interesting. So for instructions, that's what I really like. So if you wanted to put in some specific things, you can see how it trains. This is for messages. And the nice thing is, for almost all these, you set up a hotkey, and then you hold down the hotkey, could be command or slash, and then it opens up on whatever app you're using. One of these, first, I'll just show you the built-in Apple. So I hit the hotkey twice. Going, are you putting in punctuation? So actually, this is pretty good, and it's included. So this is, can you create a new paragraph? Line break. So it's pretty good. I found sometimes it's a little bit clunky. I think, again, the really nice thing is this: you pay a one-time fee, so you don't have to add up all those monthly things, and it's got some really cool stats here. You can choose the models, so I've got it downloaded, and it gives you accuracy. You can also okay, if you have an API key to connect to an existing one, that can be a little bit more complicated. All sorts of interesting settings to do. So it's pretty powerful. And you can see how much time suppose I have saved. And so let's close this. Okay, I've got the hotkey set up. So you can see here, I'm talking in Microsoft Word, it's recording. And again, voicing gives you a lot of different models. So this is one I'm trying that's recommended, which has pretty good accuracy or very good accuracy and speed. And the one thing that I don't like, actually punctuation is not bad, but it does take time to process. So let me hit, so you can see it's transcribing. And this probably takes about 20 or 30 seconds. AI, so actually it's pretty good. It does have, but you can see it doesn't do 100% accuracy for some of the filler words, but these so are with the hotkey, you can see it's recording here and it doesn't process it all at once. It's similar to Monologue that it takes what you say, records, and then transcribes it. And I have to say it does process the transcription faster than Monologue, not as quick as Apple, but it does have really high quality in terms of accuracy and things like that. So let me hit, and this, you can see now it's processing. So you can see that's pretty good, and it does edit out more of the filler words. So it's got a lot of strong potential. So that's a quick demonstration of Monologue. Just to sum up with, again, these are all pretty powerful tools, especially when I compare to what was available many years ago. If you're just looking for simple voice dictation, again, I don't have a Windows computer, but Apple built-in dictation's not bad. You got to go into settings and customize a little bit. The ability to do lots of customized features, use different AI models is not great. Voice sync is really good, although again, the transcription takes a little bit of time, not perfect in punctuation or editing out filler words. And then Monologue, I would probably say Apple transcription's live, so it does it as you talk. Monologue and voicing both take a little bit of processing time. Monologue is much faster, at least in the models I've tried. On my Android phone, I did a little bit of customization with Google Keyboard, and I can do dictation in Spanish and English. So, and then Whisperflow has a pretty good reputation, but it can add up, but it does work across multiple types of devices. So let me know what you think, what other topics you'd like us to explore. If you do sign up, if you want to try Monologue, I think you can get a week for free. VoiceSync, I think, gives you a little bit of trial time. I'm not sure about Whisperflow. We do have affiliate links for both every 2.0, if you want to do the full subscription with them or with VoiceSync, and that'll help support PCDM's work, but no pressure. And let me know your favorite tools. Thanks.